All right, a very good evening. Welcome to tonight's News Focus, live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. We want to say a very big thank you for keeping your channel on MBN TV. And we really appreciate you for joining us tonight, Thursday edition of the News Focus, coming to you live from our studios. My name is El Samuels. I'll be with you between now to 10 p.m. when we shake that hand of departure and say goodbye to ourselves and have a good night with each other. And I want to say the numbers on your screen is the numbers you can also join us by way of text and comment on 0537158638 is the number 0537158638 is the numbers you can also join us and let us have this conversation together. And I appreciate all of you for making it happen today. Now let's move straight away to other matters on the screen. Today we're going to have a lot of conversation. We're going to dive into other areas, but you know how we do it, a snipe of all the happenings in the country is the first we go through to check what is happening from the rest of the world. And when we come back, we'll bring you that tidbit, and right after the tidbit, the next thing to follow is to go to round the city and then to bring you all the information with regards to all the latest stories that has made headline across the country. Like I said, the numbers is 0537158638 is the numbers you can join us. And when you join us, please make sure when it's time for us to activate the phone lines, you make sure you lower the volume of your set, and then we can talk on the phone, have a conversation on the phone. So tonight, we look at all the latest stories in Ghana that is making headline today. The 5th. Tomorrow is the 69th birthday of Ghana. Ghana will be 69 tomorrow. So I believe that you say hooray. And don't forget that when I ask you to say God bless our homeland, Ghana, you should be able to rhyme it, the pledge. Are we living by it? That's a big question I keep asking myself. Are we living by it or not? Or is just one of the things? But let's quickly go through the latest story. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has intercepted 1,070 Chamfan machines at the Tema port. Ghana's inflation rate has improved to 3.3% in February, the lowest since 2021. The Speaker of Parliament has announced plans to decentralize the parliamentary work, and students received the President Independence Day Award. 52 of those students received the award. In politics and governance, the Civil and Local Government Staff Association, CLOSAG, has declared a nationwide strike starting March 9, 2026 over salary structure and conditions of service. The National Democratic Congress candidate Baba Jamal has won the by-elections in Ayawaso East. In economy and business, Ghana has signed a debt restructuring agreement with Belgium to support economic recovery. And China and the US have pressured Ghana to halt a proposed gold royalty hike, citing concerns about the impact on mining companies. In another story, a road crash at the Portichrome has killed 16 people and injured several others. And Ghana and St. Kitts and Nevis have signed a bilateral agreement to strengthen ties. This is some of the snipes of the latest stories making headlines across the country, coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. In another story, Ghana to face a Wales in a Cardiff as World Cup preparation intensify. Walid leaves Morocco row ahead of the World Cup, tipped to replace him. CAF pushes WAFCON 2026 to July amidst preparation challenges. This and some other sporting stories making headlines today. Minority criticized government over unimplemented CLOSAG conditions. And GRA Customs seized 560 suspected galamsey machines at the Tema port. Police announced road closure in Accra for the 69th Independence Day celebration. The Vice President honors 52 students at the President's Independence Day Awards. Follow due process in declaring strike, Labour experts to close out. State of the nation must be seen in people's life, not statistics, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah tells government. So those are some of the stories, but that is not all the stories. Remember, we'll bring you snipes of the story. We'll dive into some other aspects of the stories as we move on for tonight in focus. Now let's turn our attention to other stories where the president has directed buffer stock to procure local rice for all schools. I believe that that's the good news. The president, John Dramani Mahama, has directed that the procurement of rice for schools across the country be centralized to enhance consistent purchase and distribution of local produce rice. Don't cut down cocoa trees over price drop. John DeMello to farmers. Farmers have decided to chop down their cocoa trees. The Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, John DeMello, has urged cocoa farmers not to cut down their cocoa trees despite the recent drop in producer price, assuring them that government is working to stabilize the sector. According to him, fluctuation in cocoa prices are largely influenced by global market conditions and not unique to Ghana. That's the Deputy Food and Agri Minister. Now, moving to other story, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has assured the private sector of government commitment to creating a stable and transparent policy environment that supports business growth and investment. According to the President, a predictable and supportive policy framework is critical to enabling businesses to mobilize capital and undertake large-scale investment that contribute to national development. That is coming from the corridors of the seat of government. The president has also targeted a 15% manufacturing share of GDP by 2030. The president, John Dramani Mahama, has announced that his government is aiming to increase the share of manufacturing in Ghana's gross domestic product, GDP, to at least 15% by 2030 as part of efforts to accelerate industrial growth and create more jobs. According to the president, expanding manufacturing sector will play a key role in strengthening the country's economic base and generating employment opportunities for Ghanaians. He was speaking at the commissioning of the cylinder clay plant for Supersem Cement in Tema today, Thursday, March 5, 2026. The president said the largest form part of a broad strategy to transform the country's industrial landscape. And those are some of the business stories. In a crime-related story this evening, the Accra Circuit, Accra Regional Police Command has arrested a 24-year-old Okada rider connected with a robbery at the airport residential area, recovering 2 stolen mobile phones belonging to the victim. And according to a press statement released on March 4th, the complainant, Anel Amayang, accompanied by Justine Amber, reported on February 25th that she was attacked on February 23rd whilst walking to Namibia High Commission. So you ask yourself, what is really going on in our street? Yesterday you need to walk the street. I need to walk the street at a point I have to take to my heels because I saw a motorbike and some riders tracking me. Now let's move on to look at some NIMOs and what they are doing. Rocha Ghana, Darlene Boateng, director of Rocha Ghana, Darlene Bonsu, has called on government to move beyond rhetoric and adequately resource the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOs, to effectively combat illegal mining, widely known as galamsey. Bonsu says that although government has repeatedly expressed commitment to tackling the menace, declaration alone will not produce meaningful results without decisive action and proper resources. And you keep asking yourself, government upon government is the same rhetoric, going round circles, and then making sure that we repeat the same thing but give it different name, expecting different results. It doesn't work. I believe that Ghana should look beyond that and get a policy and a blueprint as to how to deal with the menace of Galamsey. The minority believe that the cocoa farmers are yet to be paid. We're going to the floor of Parliament in a short while. We go to find out exactly what are some of the things that is going on. If you just join us, you're live on MBN TV. Is the news focus tonight, live and direct from our studios here, or bringing all the latest story that has made headline tonight's focus. And our first place of call is to go to the presser, where CLOSAG have issued a stern warning, not just to government, but to all Ghanaians with regards to they asking for better conditions of service and also salary structure. CLOSAG, the civil service, the Civil and Local Government Staff Association Ghana, has declared a nationwide strike effective Monday, 9th of March, due to government failure to implement a new salary structure and improve conditions of service for civil and local government staff. The union's National Executive Council gave notice of the intentions to strike on February 19, 2026, citing unresolved issues with government. The strike is expected to affect over 60,000 workers across the country, potentially disrupting administrative operations in government ministries, departments, and agencies. CLOSAG members have been directed to stay home until further notice. And this is where it becomes quite serious. Until further notice, the union is pushing for the implementation of a salary structure agreed upon in 2023, and which was initially set up to take effect in January 1st, 2025. However, government has repeatedly delayed implementation, leading to the current strike action. The question you ask yourself, what are government plans to address CLOSAG concern? How will the strike affect public service? If you ask me, is really going to affect public service? Is government ready to listen? 2023, that's a long way they've come. I think government will have to take a second look at this issue and not allow CLOSAG to go on the strike. It's going to affect administratively, it's going to affect the presidency, it's going to affect the department, it's going to affect a lot of things in the country, because if they are not working, ask yourself what happens next. That's a key thing. But I did ask a simple question: how will this affect public service and also delay life in Ghana? The nationwide strike by the Civil and Local Government Staff Association is expected to significantly, if you ask me, I can tell you that significantly it will impact the public service and daily life in Ghana. Why? Because with over 60,000 workers involved, administrative operations across the country, particularly at the district assemblies, will likely be disrupted. District assemblies, government institutions may experience delay or closure. Essential health services might be affected, especially rural areas. Schools may be closed, imparting student learning. Government revenue collections will be hindered. The Minister of Labour, Jobs and Employment, Abdul Rashid Hassan Purple, has acknowledged CLOSAG concerns and assured that government is treating the issue seriously. Government has been urged to implement the agreed upon salary structure and conditions of service to resolve. The next step is CLOSAG has directed its members to stay at home. So government have between now to the 9th to be able to turn things around. But will government do that? Let's go take a listen to CLOSAG as they declare a nationwide strike and orders members to stay at home from Monday.
The declaration, signed by Executive Secretary Isaac Bampo Addo and dated March 5, 2026, was addressed to the head of civil service, the head of local government service, all regional secretaries, and all CLOSAG members nationwide. Stay at home until further notice, the circular stated. The strike is the culmination of years of frustration over the government's failure to implement a unique salary structure and improved conditions of service for civil and local government workers.
We object to the CRC proposal that the Council of State shall recruit, vet, and make binding nominations to the President for appointment of the head of civil service with the assistance of the Public Services Commission. We recommend removing the special appointment arrangement under Article 193(1) concerning the head of civil service, which requires the President to appoint the head of civil service acting specifically on the advice of the Public Services Commission, and align this appointment with the general framework under Article 195 governing public service appointments.
According to Mr. Addo, negotiations on the matter date as far back as 2019 and resulted in the signing of two separate Memoranda of Understanding (MOUs) with government representatives. The government initially agreed to implement the structure from January 1, 2023, but later requested more time, revising the dates to January 1, 2025. That second deadline also passed without action. Mr. Addo added that CLOGSAG had sent several reminders to both the Ministry of Labour, Jobs and Employment and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, but had not received an appropriate response.
We disagree with the proposals to establish the Controller and Accountant General as an independent or hybrid independent constitutional office. The mandate of the Controller and Accountant General Department falls squarely within the mandate and functional oversight responsibilities of the Ministry of Finance. The CAG operates as an implementation agency of the ministry in executing government accounting, ensuring payments control, and performing treasury management functions. As part of the executive machinery responsible for implementing fiscal policy, the CAGD should remain administratively situated within the mandate of the Ministry of Finance rather than be structurally separated into an independent constitutional body. Implications of making CAG independent. Elevating the department to an independent status could create institutional confusion, weaken fiscal coordination, introduce bureaucratic duplication, and complete efficient financial administration.
The association had formally notified the National Labour Commission of its intended industrial action following the NEC meeting on February 19, giving the government nearly 3 weeks to show, in Mr. Addo's words, good intentions before the strike deadline.
All right, so we move again straight away. So you have the head of the Civil and also Public Service Commission, the CLOGSAG, declaring a nationwide strike on the 9th of March. Let's trek down to the northern part of the country where our man on the ground, Philemon, is on the line. There's a breaking story, a pressure from the political side for a good work that is being done by the IGP Special Task Force because of political expediency. And we here have been asked to leave the northern region. We want to find out how true is that story. Philemon, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
By His grace, I'm doing very well.
Great. What can you tell us? What is happening in the northern sector with regards to the special task force by the IGP? We hear stories emanating from the north saying that they've been asked for political reasons. There's a pressure for them to leave the northern region. How true is the story?
Yes, so first of all, the information is true, and I have just confirmed it from the team itself here in Tamale. And in fact, they started the operation in the night, in the morning today, early hours of today. Only for this evening, we had an information that there was a letter from the Inspector General of Police, that is the IGP, directing them to as a matter of urgency and with immediate effect to leave the northern region back to Accra for them to be sent to different operations in the region. And this information that we had, we had to confirm it. So I personally engaged the team members, and it was confirmed that was true. And I actually wanted to find out what has transpired, because their mood of living is not what they expected. Now, they said that it was due to political pressure from above. And the information that I picked from them also shows that there is a big politician in Northern Region who has influenced, who has petitioned the IGP towards the withdrawal of the team operation here in the Northern Region. And I'm told that the pressure has not started today. It started for some time, and IGP had no other option than to ask them to withdraw their services here in the Northern Region. And in fact, because of this, if you visit social media and even what I have picked from communities upon community here in the Northern Region, you could see that some youth and section of the youth are not happy with the withdrawal of their services. People are of the view that at least sent off in a better way rather than this way that they are living Tamale with immediate effect. And a phone call was being passed out to the paramount chief of Dagbang, Daniana Abubakari, just this night, and a source has confirmed that he himself is not aware of day living. So the issue has become dicey, and section of the youth are also saying that if clarity is not made within this night, tomorrow, being Independence Day, there will be a massive demonstration to the regional office to send petition to the regional minister about the withdrawal of the services of the IGP Special Operation Team in Tamale. So as we speak now, before I take leave of within 30 minutes ago, they were packing their things from where they have been staying in their car to leave this night. Within 30 minutes, I just left their premises, and they were still packing their things to leave. So that is what I can report for now.
Quite interesting. Would you say their presence, which has brought some wave of discipline in the regional capital, some politicians, people in political space are not excited? Is it because they are benefiting from the indiscipline or some of the drug issue that is going on there? People benefited, they're not excited about it.
Yeah, so for now, we wouldn't be able to confirm the reason behind that. But what I'll be able to pick on ground shows that party faithfuls are saying that, some are saying that if care is not taken, it will bring down the name of the party. So that's what I'll be able to gather from my own source. So we are still working around the clock to see what could be the reason. But I can confidently say that for now, ever since they came into Northern Region, Tamale, I'm even still within the premises of town currently as I'm speaking. You could see that town has been very decent. You could see those days that you see the youth in town around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, thereabout, town has been very decent. You could see because of their operation, their presence in Northern Region, the place has been very decent there. And before they took leave, before they were packing, in the process of they even packing their things to leave, they picked another information that there was a truck loaded some tramadol that wanted to pass through Tamale to Bolga. So they had to leave their packing of their goods and rush to the scene. And as we speak now, within an hour ago, they arrested that individual who was taking that drug to pass through Tamale to Bolga. So they arrested the individual and picked up the tramadol and sent it to the Ghana police station. Right after that, they proceeded back to their location to pack their things to now leave to Accra. And I can say that, as I said earlier, there have been decency in Northern Region, especially in Tamale, when it comes to their mode of operation and the arrests they have made so far. The concern that people are having is that they'll be able to arrest a lot of people who are currently behind bars. Now, if they leave, what is then the fate of these people?
What is the fate of these people? Philemon, we want to thank you, but we want you to follow the process. We'll talk with you in the early hours in the morning during the news.
Sure, definitely. We'll do that.
So just follow through with it and then give us up-to-date information. Thank you so much for spending time with us on the News Focus.
Thank you. We'll do that.
Right, and so we've been talking to a man on the ground with this breaking story from the northern part of the country. The Special Task Force by the IGP, the powers that be are asking that they oh goodness and mercy, this is Ghana for you. But I pray that there will be some level-headed, cool heads that we can see either another formation of a task force from another region to take over, because the cities needs to be disciplined. The kids need to leave the streets. Parents will have to sit up. The drug issue is destroying our youth, and something needs to be done. If you're thinking of your party, you're not thinking of the nation, the future people to lead this country, that we get all our young people to be junkies at Tujiwara. This is why I will live with me. Meanwhile, the minority in parliament has criticized government over the strike, whilst the majority is urging the union to be patient. Government has acknowledged closer frustrations and assured that the issue is being taken seriously. Let's go to the floor of parliament and let's get to hear the minority and the majority.
I believe they are very much concerned about the government inconsistency in dealing with arrears payments or issues regarding conditions of service across board, because when you get government picking and choosing which government institution it wants to pay them because of fear that their strike or demonstration will go against the government, then they would look at the civil service demand and say that, come on, yours is not as critical as we see in other sectors, so we can delay. That I find it very unfortunate, because you see these are conditions that they are entitled to. And irrespective of the state of the economy that we say or the government portrays that things are better, the economy looks good, when you go out there to the market, cost of transportation is not easy.
It's unfortunate, first of all, the declaration of strike by CLOSAC is unfortunate, first of all. And I think that the authorities are going to be looking at it closely, and then we'll see what is due them, and they will be giving. I mean, it is not in anybody's interest whatsoever at all that government institution workers declare, strike. I mean, it's not in anybody's interest. His Excellency Mahama, that's not what he's wishing for. Again, let's not forget that we took this economy from a very difficult position, and we're trying to reset this economy and to ensure that every Ghanaian gets what he or she is due. And so we played with my friends in this CLOSAC to reconsider their decision. His Excellency Mahama would take care of every situation, and I think that will be fine. We'll be fine. I think the authorities will take care of it very soon, and then they will return to work. There should be no problem.
I will call on our colleagues to exercise restraint. This situation was inherited by this government, and the government is working around the clock to find resolution. Even though prices of goods per se have not come down dramatically, we all agree living conditions are better because inflation is just 3.3, so the rate at which prices are going up is dramatically lower. Fuel prices low, dollar. So even though they're not getting the conditions they're looking for, they are better off under this government. And let me be clear here. This government is not going to renege on the earlier agreement with the previous government, except that we need time to capture all those things. So I will call for restraint. I will call for them to exercise some level of patience, and definitely they're going to be better under this government than the previous.
All right, so we move straight away to from the CLOSAC matters. Let's go to the cocoa farmers, where cocoa farmers in Ghana are still waiting to receive the 855 million released by government to settle outstanding payment, according to the minority in parliament. The funds were supposed to clear arrears and owe to farmers, but they claim the money hasn't reached them yet. The Ghana Cocoa Board owes licensed buying companies, LBCs, over 11 billion Ghana cedis, making it challenging to pay farmers promptly. The minority is urging government to expedite payment and ensure transparency in disbursing cocoa revenue to avoid undermining trust in the cocoa board and cocoa sector. We go back to the floor of parliament to the minority on this issue that has to do with the cocoa farmers.
Isaac Yao Opoku, ranking member on the Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, described the situation as unfair during a debate on the State of the Nation address delivered by President John Dramani Mahama. He further noted that the Ghana Cocoa Board owes licensed buying companies in excess of 11 billion Ghana cedis.
Mr. Speaker, they are finding all manner of reasons why they cannot pay the cocoa farmer. They promised 6,000 Ghana cedis, it turned out to be 419. They increased the price from 31,000 to 36,000, they didn't pay. Now they have slashed it to 2,587. And Mr. Speaker, even the 2,587, Mr. Speaker, they are not paying. Mr. Speaker, Cocoa Board owns the license buying companies in excess of 11 billion Ghana cedis. In excess of 11 billion Ghana cedis. This is what the Chief Executive of Ghana Cocoa Board told your committee, the Food, Agric and Cocoa Affairs, the Chief Executive of Ghana Cocoa Board himself. I asked him that question, and he said they are owing cocoa farmers in excess of 11 billion. So, Mr. Speaker, if you are paying 1 million every month, it's going to take over 1 year for all the farmers to be paid. Mr. Speaker, is this fair? Mr. Speaker, one of the excuses they are giving is that the international price has fallen. Mr. Speaker, is it the first time that international price has fallen? Is it the first time?
The minority's statement comes after the government announced the release of 855 million cedis to settle arrears owed to cocoa farmers. However, according to the caucus, farmers have yet to receive the funds. Cocoa remains one of Ghana's key export commodities, and delays in payments have significant implications for farmers' livelihoods, especially as the country navigates challenges in global commodity prices and inflationary pressures. The minority is urging the government to expedite payments to farmers and ensure transparency in disbursing cocoa revenues, warning that prolonged delays could undermine trust in Cocoa Board and the wider cocoa sector. The issue has reignited calls for more.
All right, so from the cocoa and then the farmers issue yet to be paid by the minority in Parliament, Dr. Joshua Zato, a senior lecturer at the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana, believes that the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, raised expectations too high on prosecutions under the Operation Recover or Loot. He argued that the NDC campaign rhetoric created an impression that certain individuals will be jailed rather than emphasizing the need for formal investigation and due process. Dr. Zato notes that legal process of investigating and prosecuting corruption is complex and slow, and the NDC's strong language may have created unrealistic expectation among supporters. He emphasized the importance of respecting legal procedures and protecting fundamental human rights in the pursuit of accountability. The Aura initiative has frozen assets worth 1.5 billion Ghana cedis, but Dr. Zato stressed the need for clarity on the end game and transparency in handling cases. He suggested that not all cases may end in court, and an alternative resolutions like negotiation settles could be explored. Let's take a listen to Dr. Zato.
Dr. Joshua Zato, a senior lecturer in the Political Science Department at the University of Ghana, observed on the AM show on Thursday following news that Operation Recover or Loot, ORAL, had frozen assets worth 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. According to Dr. Zato, while the legal process of investigating and prosecuting corruption is inherently slow and complex, the NDC's campaign rhetoric gave foot soldiers a very different impression.
So they didn't make it look like when we come, we investigate. That's the difference. That's the difference. They didn't make it look like when we come, we will activate the investigative processes. You know, they made it look like these people are already jailed, they are already thieves, they are already corrupt, they are meant for jail. And that was what they did that. And that was why that was how it made it from the streets. I'm happy that we are talking about frozen assets. But what is the end game here? It's possible that you can see a case that probably you suspect or you think that there might be corruption or elements of corruption. But something to me tell you cannot win this case in court. I expect the Attorney General to come out and lay out a public policy saying that under circumstances A, B, C, D will go for a settlement. That make it, sometimes what we are missing here is transparency. If you let us know that this is my policy. Remember when he came first, he started doling out the Nolly prosecutors as if it was kuli in Tumu market, and people started complaining. Now he can come out with a laid out policy, clearly reason, look, under circumstances A, B, C, D, the state or this office will accept some payment or partial payment or some retrieval of assets. And this is the percentage we want to. These are the conditions under which we do that. Because, I mean, any lawyer knows that in some cases you cannot win. And also we are talking about how long cases stayed. We've seen them 7 years, 8 years, 4 years. So the Attorney General could or should make that a public policy. If you don't make it a public policy, then people sit down and think that there's what we call kululu.
Dr. Zato argued that NDC communicators created a distinction between what they promised and what the law actually allows. Campaigns featured strong language suggesting that specific individuals had already been found guilty, rather than framing the issue as one requiring formal investigations and court processes. Dr. Zato said he has no issue with holding public officials accountable through proper legal channels.
All right, so welcome back from Dr. Zato's session with the Operation Recover or Loot Aura. Now, the phone line is duly activated. You can also join us. Remember, it's a mixed bag when it comes to this part of the conversation. You can call and speak any of the languages you want to speak, Ga, Twi, English, and what have you. And I'm ready to get to listen to you. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. And also remember, when you call, lower the volume of your TV set, so we can have conversations on the phone, not via the TV. And the mesremo all fra, I want to make sure it's a friend or friend you didn't come over phone no so and your TV no so. Ke ultra war, bomodia can ultra or bagbasanya your phone no, ke TV no. We more fan about TV no. Obanyo travel bian no 053-715-8638. So the phone line is duly activated. You can also join us and let's have a conversation in tonight's edition of the News Focus. Today is Thursday. Let me get to hear you. Head from the Coco. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Your name we're reaching us live from.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm a flow boy. I'm from Atakofi.
Atakofi, ain't you?
Me person le kazi kaka kai koku fona among and from Zikama no. The samo ini anam pa endi fona mo parliament no. Aja among kep me ka fona kakala. Into so te endi parliament mo fona. Anta. For 4 months and ko beda savali. The throw mo omo ko pa ndam ni simu ka pa ka ya bread do. Adai the throw mo ya bread. That's it.
So you can also call which me after 0537-158638 and numbers no oka ofra 60 seconds 1 minute wakasa na okono bi so aba se na benya nipa dodo na anso which me akasa bi ke utwa 1 minute bo gbe na be ote be mo ko ba 0537158638 is the numbers. Let me get to hear you. When you call, the rules is that when you call, lower the volume on your TV set. We can have conversations via the phone, not on the TV. So let me get to hear you now. CLOSAC is nationwide strike. Monday. They said indefinite. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Can you turn the volume of your TV set down, please?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name?
Hello.
Udin Baby Frefi.
I'm Frefi Accra.
Oh, from Accra. Okay.
I'm Jinja
J.
Public service. Where 2 years. Capital workers allowance Bimukanya. Allowance Bimukanya. 2 years.
That 2 years allowance public service for Nobia Navy.
Obi Navy. Ukokasila Bimanya Bikra. Ukokasila Bimanya Bikra.
Wow.
Then 2 years, who could be started and I say they bring pastoral workers 2 years of the Navy. Okay.
Yeah, that's here, J. J, the other can't close I can someone say 2 years. Allowance Kitakita Cromuniabi. 053-715.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Sam. Pacho Udin Baby of Frefi. Bono Ahafo, dear Frosting.
Pacho, Kwame Frimpong.
Kwame, Pacho ain't you, Kwame.
Pacho, but I can't make it. Kuku as a media. The other do like at a gozo, they were honor, a man penny, a bow, and the catcher, yes, as a cuckoo. Or any of Fukama, November, Kuku because it's a million. Africa also by pay will be able to 2 bohu at the point tank is so and Siaga, Wawaje, she can't like Kuku to a trust or Jacka. If they come back, but me bend any, they must cook his communicate also by Kuku, the Sankaska. Timothy, but the catch them all my penny mamma, na Daruma. Well, we be found by the Kuyapo, and yes, for Papa, with a classic, the Damascus.
Yes, we had asked so when Yamra share once afraid. I do. Obviously, I did 3 years until my penny or my penny for 8 years, 1 more hands so 1 more so 1 money on my young baby. 053-715. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Me pacho, which me ama uneso kakra man as a man to one papa.
Pacho say.
Aha, we didn't baby of Frefi.
Pacho me dindo. John Casafre Aflam please.
Oh, Afram Place. Joyentio.
Pacho, youth employment agency. Pacho 4 months me. Pacho more allowance in my.
4 months ni why allowance in my.
Yes sir.
Okay, you better need the chair. Ebisa bringing for the chair.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, that's it from Afram Plains 0537158638. Eight numbers 0537158638 is the numbers. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
The Pacho would in a baby of Frefi.
The Pacho from Madame, because I fit down South Mansmith.
Okay,
my mentor on the young porters, I could seriously do empty Papa or Tana South. Yeah, Kuku and Semono. Maybe you saw a teacher crash for no, the information. Baoba, the sea, Binimonia Sika, or Mutia Binimuka. A Binimuso at to swire as a boat, Monona at the bar, because Nipana Karmi Kuku Bay December. So what's up for now? And now I say 5 on each now. After the clinic pass, because after crash for a person of fast we are fully been tears. Cocoa boy, so I won't bet you me say, but Monona, Modi and after that. Oh, Messer. As a MPP for a Messer, by 80 good years. You only share what it to a man for the Dianda, my Ghana. I had Brenna, Baubia, the Amasa, or Senia. I'm sorry, I'm to I am Piazza, Mamasa, and Faubia.
Yes, we had that safe time. So 0537158638. Hey, numbers are also between me. Hello, good evening. Good evening, Minia.
Good evening, sir.
But you didn't baby of your name where you calling from.
Pacho, your friend, Brother John, Cassette, Drobo, German South.
Okay, Drobo, German South, Yentio.
Pacho, I am your say, no accident na esi kwan so no. Nipa doma omohwe omonkwano. Na ye nsem bebre.
Endi asem ka o bi so asofo ne asori den ma asofo bebe anase endi kana a enya accident no di papa kokoro ni ho ye nyame ni pase nyame tin ni frim na drobo ka alodu efri kumase eba na ambulance su free drobo ko na anya den kura na ka bi free doma brekum anya he krom bi na ko ne accident na drobo ka smiyenu asa nyame adia asiya sad ha no de mi anga sa mi abaka ho
Oh,
na yemfa ni nyina ma nyame
Yemako say.
that's it.
Oh, our condolences to you. So I share with me about our accident na nipa 15 she won kwano. 0537158638. Hello, good evening. Pipacho udini baby of Frefi.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Udini baby.
Good evening, God.
Good evening, sir.
Pipacho apum.
Nyame adom wona wonso e.
Nyame adom pacho. Lokasa free touch my FM na David Oseyo.
Nana David Oseyo yentio.
Kokoro wa se me yabeka kakara. Me pacho kokoro no dey abane dey in fact. No dey kuafo nam no dey atote pa. Eze kokoro no so betono 65. Wa 165. Kakra so abandada na wutwam no bi ma ene so for no ma yeso krai wo kan ba be PS ka ya tum skesi wo kokra to wa be si PS ka ntum ya tete panti madaro ma mun ka bi mai ku ya for no na ya ku ya for ni kama fo ande bi fo bi de banum sa so force ka ya ma mun na mure ne ya fi de mo ya bo ku ya fu sa enzo mo asro mo ba shi se bo akasi akasi Kine beye ku afonde mpak don ama ye ni ba ko pra batom wasi edamase
Yes, yeah, that's 0537158638 are the numbers. You can join us, you can call us, and we can talk. 0537158638 is the numbers. Let's get to hear you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, boss.
I'm back to what to say.
Nyame adumo ya ho ya na wonso e.
Ewade adom na ya tumasi ni sisi adansi fumoso. Adansi asokwa constituency.
Okay, na yentio.
Yo, edamasi ni akonye. Yama yo foro wodi di agro kakra but ni di tenya nkupon wo mi bi. That to asema a woka say. Government say wadiji sikebi anase bibie free eni pe bi ho no. And the first time I issued State of the Nation's address in 2024, sir, and I don't can say, for the financial loss to the state of 10 million Ghana cedis. One year or more for years, now, on project extension, or more, and I hear what State of the Nation address for my account. You're ready to afford them, you're ready to mind me. And let me know if you want to think you change over that because you get thrown. When you're done, then you're there, you're ready to have an American. You're ready to war, Iran, Israel, American. You're not going to do your own move. If I'm that, you are more. Then go to be no more than that. And I am in 2 points. Don't me know, man, you can get reality. I don't know, we make that in the country. Madam.
Yes, yeah, that's 0537158638. And numbers are also big to me, and you have to drink command and your brain. And to be a message mediates. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, boss.
Bacho, Udin, baby of Frefi.
Bacho, me did the Medina Beshem as a can. I will make as everyone region, as some of the East. We didn't went to be Pantuja. Let me see a Casadi.
Casadi, uncle.
Meda say, what you put in a say. About your team program na Kuku for Piafo, no Munyawatre, Ubianyawatre. Kuku board, Kuku board, see you ever ever Casai. Omina Ems will be at the Akoi. 777 Burafono and maybe I may be Muntiasi and as Ubianyawatre. Yamabuki, Amubia, Dinubianyawatre, why, Madame.
Yes, yeah, that's 0537158638. Numbers, no. Also, with me, our friends see for 1 minute, no, we see no beings for Fronia call. Yeah, Pin Koyanim 0537158638 is the numbers. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Munia.
Yeah, my name is Eddie.
Okay, Terry.
I want to contribute.
Right, we're listening to you. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Wa.
Oh, from Wa. How? All right, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to talk about the IGP sorry, from Temale.
The task force.
I think you said they were withdrawn by the influence of a certain politician.
Yeah, there's that.
This our politician, they will kill us. You see, I don't know the reason why they always think their party more than the nation, more than the betterment of the nation. You see, when you want your party to become better, it's just decided. But when you want the nation or the name Ghana to become better, it affects the whole nation. And NDC party is not there for NDC. You see, it is there for Ghana. And these people are doing a marvelous work in the Temale municipal, according to sources. And why do you ask the IGP to withdraw them because the name of your party down? I mean, what is that? Are they doing anything? If they are doing something bad that is going against the nation, fair enough. But you mean because they are checking up those right and those illegal activities that's going on over there? That's why they to withdraw them or what? Yeah, this ITP is doing well. President Mama, I will appeal to you. Don't allow those policemen to withdraw from Temale. To be there to check those illicit drugs that are killing our young boys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, all the way from WA, joining us. Got just 2 minutes to wrap up tonight. News Focus, and you can also add your voice. Maybe. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. You can also add your voice. Can you turn the volume of your TV set now before you call us?
Hello,
good evening. Ma, TV no confirm. Let the TV.
Good evening.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, they say no, MPP for I'm going to put Coco for no. And a friend say, I brought the money in a for me. I'm also for no, say no monka. And you know, Ghana no, they say no more to Sano. Get Termuno, get Brepa, Omuyabutre, get a Braba from a Moaba from. I don't know for I move for the group for our own Yakia for. Until you Shana starting Ghana and I hear my idea. Until Madame Masi, you tell me Yabutre.
You answer that's woman Yabutre. So I do my last call and then we'll wrap up for tonight's edition of the News Focus. 0537158638. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
If I show you baby offer.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, I'm calling from Northern Region, Zabzugu.
Oh, from Zabzugu?
Zabzugu, Northern Region.
Right. What's your name, sir?
My name is Abdullah Abdurrahim.
Right, Abdul, let's hear you.
Okay, what we are just suggesting or what we are just saying is that in Ghana, we shouldn't take politics before the country. Even if you are MPP or NGC, you must look inside what is going on in the people. Because in our societies, here we are not we are not farming cocoa, and other side they are farming cocoa. We are dealing with what we are farming here. The different bro and different corn and the millet, yam, it's not going well for us northern region here. And southerners they are farming cocoa, and cocoa. If cocoa is not buying, then they have to talk cocoa.
let's hear them. If the yams are not buying here, and we are talking yams, don't take it politicize. You must take your time and say, this is not going well for us. They reduce the price of the corn and reduce price of yam and maize and other things. But the sellers are not reducing the distance. We have to look focus on that one. We shouldn't say that those are saying this is not good are MPP or NDC. And secondly, what is going on in northern region is that they say they should withdraw a distance, black area. It's not good for us. We are looking at our young distant boys and then girls, how they use the drugs to destroy themselves. And they have to come and do the thing well for us. And then what they are doing now is that they take politics or chieftaincy distance and get inside it and say they should take them away. It's not good for us. If it is MPP bring them or NDC bring them, let's do their work. We shouldn't use the politics and destroy our own nation. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, all the way from Zabzulu in the northern region. That happens to be my final call for today. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has made sure that I will reach you wherever you are, to my MCR, PCR, camera team, floor managers, lighting. We say we are grateful. The callers, the texters, the viewers, I appreciate all of you. When it's time to say a prayer, say one for me. But always don't forget to say a prayer with every heartbeat. My name is El Samuels. Do have a good night.